Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Tea break.
Tea Break, a new show. All around the world, visitors watching, we welcome you and we say hello. This is ELENA.
This is the beautiful sound.
Welcome. I'm going to get my little black book. I've got a little black book here. Every woman has a little black book.
Always. You gotta have a notebook.
You have to have a little black book. Without a little black book, you're missing out on
So it's our first ever YouTube video.
It is.
And it's on my channel because it's all music. And people have actually really heard from me. So.
Yeah. Well, just to let you all know, Lana's from Fiji.
Fiji.
The second, I've been reading up about this, on the second biggest island of Fiji.
Second biggest island?
Yeah.
From the north of Fiji, below level.
You were from the north?
Yes.
Wow.
And I have to say, in Fiji, I have to say I'm from Nambapatu, Dreketi, Motherwater, from Below Fiji Islands. That's
wow. It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful, don't try.
I'm going to try and learn that for the next show. I'll try and learn that. You're going to have fun watching me do that.
Yeah, because we only have like 30 minutes to work with right now. So
we sure do.
Try to squeeze in as
we
much
will
as
try and
we can.
squeeze as much as we can and enjoy as much as we can. And we'll find out a little bit more. Okay, first question.
This is
First question. In my little black book here. You came from Fiji Islands, so this was your environment that you came from. There's sugar cane, there's reefs, beautiful country, and also I've heard of the American, what's the one where they do all the exercise? That's the thing.
Survivor show happens in Fiji.
Yeah. So you are on the map. So with all of that, you grew up in Fiji, all that kind of thing, and I read in your little articles that you've had every now and then that you sent me, that you actually love to sing.
I love to sing. I grew up singing, right?
You grew up singing.
Just like morning devotions, afternoon devotion. I think it's a normal thing for Pacific Islander family just to sing for devotions. Yeah. So that's how it was. It was normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
So that's the normal, stable lifestyle of Fiji with a lot of singing in the culture.
Lots and lots of singing in the culture, like singing in church. They sing around the grub bowl.
So what's the grub bowl? I've never heard of it.
The grub bowl is the cover. It's a traditional drink for lots of Pacific islands. So people drink cover and sing there. People go to church and sing there. When people get together and hang out singing.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. So who had the biggest impact on you singing? Majorly, other than the culture. You must have had someone in your family that inspired you or did something, surely.
Yes. Well, let me just say, both my paternal granddad and my maternal granddad were both musicians.
Really?
Yes, both musicians. I miss out on that a lot of times.
Is that so? So did your granddads, they were the main core? That kept the music in the family?
They kept, I guess I never really lived enough to see. I mean, they never lived enough for me to see them. But they passed it on to my parents, and my mom loved singing. My mom was in a talent quest even.
Really?
My mom sang in church as a worship leader. My dad played the bass. My uncles played the keys and singing. And
so it's like a whole family thing within church.
Yes.
And you were all basically running the worship.
Totally.
Yeah. That's awesome. So when did they discover that you had a gift of singing and all of this? Because you would have been tiny, surely. I'm sure.
I wouldn't say we were pushed into it. Like I said, we were born into it and we grew up with it. It was normal, having a meal.
So you had lots of practice.
Yeah.
And all that sort of thing. Well, that's awesome. I think when you grow up with music, it becomes a part of you here. There's something inside of you. I love music. My family, when I was young, I was probably about 8 years old, that they decided to send me for piano lessons. And my sister became a musician. She became a drummer.
Right.
She used to play for Kate Sobrano and some of the musicians that came around.
Wow.
And all of that from overseas. And I grew up with drum kits sort of sitting right here, and I'm doing my homework here. And
Yeah.
it was pretty full on.
So good.
It is
So
good. So, your family obviously saw that you had a talent. So, with you from singing with church, and then to where you are now, what actually happened? Because you've become someone that's very talented, very gifted, and
Thank
God
you.
has really blessed you.
Appreciate that.
And I think God has taken your talent and He's honoured through that talent. You lift Him up and you honour Him, you put Him first in life. I've seen that.
Thank you.
He's before anything. And, I've noticed that, there must have been a time when you actually started being serious with the music side of things.
Yeah.
And sort of branched out further from the church and networked somehow.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there? How did you start that? Because I'm sure a lot of people start in church. Like I used to sing with Guy Sebastian just in the choir.
Nice.
I don't even learn
Nice.
much, but from there we see people start in church and then they branch out. So what's the steps that you took to branch out?
Wow, that is a big question because, like I said, I was not out to try and get popular or famous. Music, singing was a hobby. It was like having another meal. It's something I loved doing. I fell in love with music and singing. So what happened was I just grabbed every opportunity there was to get better at it.
Wow.
And inside of that, I was developing as an artist, and my platform was growing, and the audience that were listening and following started to grow. And I thought, okay, it's always been in me, and if this is the path that it's supposed to take, I'm taking it.
Wow. Because I read in your article as well that it said you were self-funded.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. That's hard.
Oh, yeah.
That is hard. When you start from nothing, man, I respect here.
Thank you.
Tell
Thank you
me,
very much.
how did you start? Like with that?
Man, let me just say, I really honor my dad for that, because he actually founded our first ever sisters recording in 2002. So everything from then on was self-funded, because in Fiji there's no record labels to sign you up.
No.
There is no one recording you out there, so you have to find your way. You have to go into the studio, you have to pay for studio time, you have to talk to that producer and negotiate, and there were new producers as well that wanted the platform, so they do that as a favor, and you in turn give them the following and network as well in return. So there were a lot of barter system as well like that. They record me and I do this for them. But then others, yes, you had to pay out of your own pocket.
Wow.
It's an investment. That's how I've seen it. It was an investment.
So it's almost like the way I look at it is Dad had his regular job, and then in his spare time he did what he could to promote his daughters into singing and recording.
Yes,
All that. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Hats off to him.
Hats off to Dad. We respect you, Dad. We really do.
Yes.
Thank God for dads and mums that believe in us.
Yes.
When the rest of the world can't believe in us, we have a mum and a dad. And if you're someone that doesn't have a mum and a dad, then there's always someone that God puts in our life somewhere that can honour and respect and that we can have. Speaking of that, you would have had mentors in your life somewhere, surely, that also helped in all of this. So you got your mum and your dad, and I'm sure you would have had mentors, because it's very hard to get anywhere in life without having a mentor somewhere that you can confide in as well with wisdom. So tell me about mentors and things like that you had to help you with your singing and with your groundedness, to keep you grounded.
I think first and foremost, our mentors started at home, our parents, and I always listened to my parents' advice, I wasn't a perfect child, but I did take care of things that they advised me on as well. And as my platform became bigger, I was so thankful to be introduced to the right people that grounded me, that told me what I didn't want to hear, but what I needed to hear.
Yes.
So, I was introduced to really awesome, great mentors. They were my church leaders, to a really close-knit community. And, it was not so much like, wow, your music is great. It was like, how's your humility levels? Is this getting to your head? Is your head getting bigger? You know?
That's a really good thing.
I have people like that.
I was just going to ask you how did they keep you grounded like that? Because you were just saying that, with all of this, and as popularity starts and as things go ahead, it's easy to become someone that becomes very self-focused.
Yeah.
And you forget about your family, you forget about the people that actually helped you in the first place. A lot of people do. And it's very important to remember that a person is not self-made.
Yes.
Never.
There are people that contribute. I think that's one of the things that, as a musician, I actually am thankful for, that I realized it, and I'm constantly grateful for that. For people, I hold it dear to my heart that people contributed to where I am, and this was real people that would tell you the truth, that would advise you, that would give you wise counsel, that would actually warn you, that you don't fall into the seduction of popularity and maybe money. So I actually also invested time into, meeting up with them, listening to them, and that was in itself an investment to keep me grounded. Because we're all human beings. These flesh, this life down here, we need to be right comes.
It really does come, and that's our downfall. They say, in the Bible, it actually says pride comes before a fall. And we do need to keep our hearts and our lives in check.
Yeah.
I constantly, whenever I get to a certain point, and if I've turned a little bit too far to the left or a little bit too far to the right, I get a big slap up the side of the head, brings me down to earth.
Me too.
And I sit down there, okay, God, I'm only a human, I'm sorry, I'm not God after all. And thank goodness, otherwise I think the world would be in a bigger, worse place than what I am.
Yes, sweet.
Yeah, so here you are with talent. I heard in one of your articles that you were singing to stones when you were little.
Yeah.
Singing to stones.
Yeah.
And start like that. Those little beginnings of singing to a pretend audience, singing and doing little pretend things. But being real in that, it actually helps to develop you and grow you and all that sort of thing. Never despise small beginnings.
Never.
Never. Because they're the things that take you and you iron out all the creases. And having a mentor is so important. People to listen to people, have people.
The right people.
Speak into the right people. So how do you choose the right people?
If you meet people and they add to your life in a very, they add to your growth and development as a human being first, more than just an artist, because, we'll be, gifts, we're saying it's here, and then tomorrow it's gone.
That's true.
So who you are is what remains.
Yeah, I think that's more important. Like you're saying, you need to have people that see who you are, not just your gift.
Yes.
Your gift is a gift from God to bless the world.
Yes.
But it's not always who you are. Who you are is your character. And out of who you are, that's how you become and make decisions and wise decisions or unwise decisions. You've got to work at who you are in here.
That's it.
That's key number one, I think.
That's it. That's it.
And that's what's probably kept you grounded.
Yes, I would say it's kept me grounded and it keeps me grounded because life is always evolving. There's always new issues to deal with. There's always new things to learn. So I have made a commitment to that, to always change, and
that's right.
Watch those things.
Yeah. So in 2014, so from when you were little right up to 2014, you had a big change. Something happened.
Yes, something
happened. Someone very important, by chance, I'm not sure, we'll find out, happened to see you and you won a couple of awards. Tell me about that.
Wow. yeah, that was 2014. It was a normal day to attend the Fiji, the FIPRA Music Awards in Fiji. So I was invited, and I was also nominated. My songs were nominated. I was dressed by ACW, local designer, and I turned up. I was very happy that I was nominated. It was a big achievement.
When did you find out that you were nominated?
I was in PNG. Actually, we were all out for the Melanesian Festival. So I was part of the Fiji delegation that went there with the Vogue Dancers, which is a dance team in Fiji that traveled the globe as well. And so we were in PNG, and then the announcement came that I was nominated. And I was so excited. I actually really remember the freshness of that actual morning, because Savuto, another local artist, came up to me and told me, "You were nominated," and I was like, we were so excited and happy.
It's really good.
So I was nominated. Then there was another normal day. I just went to the Fiji Music Awards. We all, were excited. We dressed up, wearing local designer. And then we were told to go outside because we were going to announce the winner.
Oh, so you actually had to go outside?
Mm-hmm. To a table that was like, where all the nominees had to stand, because they wanted to take the behind the scenes on camera, who was going to win. So I was actually standing on the table saying to my friend, "Are you going to win this?" I actually genuinely was that person. Like, "You're going to win this." I was so happy for them.
Wow.
And
then when they announced it, what did you hear?
I won the award.
Yeah.
And
so they called out your name.
mm-hmm.
And what? Because we didn't see that in Australia. We didn't get to see that. But what actually happened?
Oh my!
What were the feelings? What was happening? What?
Man, I couldn't believe it. Like, people think, "Nah, you're joking. You expected it." No, and genuinely didn't. I was cheering for my friend because that's who I am. I like to cheer. I like to support people and cheer for them. And then my name was announced, and the Prime Minister of Fiji, Bainimarama, was given the award. I was just in total shock and amazed and grateful to God. I was just like, wow, God did this. And almost at that time, the flashback of my childhood, growing up in the island, singing to the dad struggling, my family struggling, and me standing there, being recognized in front of so many people.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Because, your family really did struggle.
Yeah. We didn't come from like a wealthy family. The struggle is real.
True.
Yeah.
And we're going to do another series about the family and the hard times. And sometimes through those hard times, they make you dig deep.
Oh, yeah.
And something just, come out of that. And I think, sometimes you've got to go through something to bring authenticity out in you. Because in your music, they were saying that, and I've noticed too, that there's like you have three elements to your music, and that is where you focus on gospel, you have adversity.
Yeah, so much adversity.
And your belief system. Those three things are very, very important to you. And I think with the adversity that you've been through, the problems you've been through, the things you've been through, it comes out in your music.
Yeah. I mean, every one of us have our own adversities. And it's up to us to allow it to make us or break us.
True.
But my own personal adversity, my family adversity has made me, actually propelled me to have faith, to go on, to press forward, to have courage, to be brave, to fight.
And that's
my adversity.
It's wonderful. And I think it's very important to have that because you need it for the position of what you're going through and all that. Because the year after, you also got another award.
Yes, I was actually getting nominated every year. So I just started I kept writing. And if you look at my songs, it's always about my personal journey. I never write something that I don't know or I've never been through. I write about things that are real to me, because for me personally, I believe if it ministers to me first, if it inspires me, then it will inspire somebody else.
Sometimes.
So I I always have desired to be constantly that artist. That I don't live in a delusional world,
Yeah.
but I actually live my truth and write my truth inside of my music.
No, it certainly shows because it comes out and it brings an authenticity
Yeah,
to the
I like that word.
to the world, I think, and that's, I think, your winning streak and why people have probably voted you
Right.
and supported you for that because you brought reality into
Yes.
your music. It's not something that you just pick out of the air.
Yeah. And I haven't had it all perfect. Like I had a goal and then I was going to be this. No, of course, when you're in the music and being a young woman at the time, you're trying to find your place and find who you are.
Definitely.
So of course you're like, oh, am I doing enough? Sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you're not confident enough. So I've had those battles as well. Or do I do a song better like this? Do I write like that? I think of people's expectations and now the audience's wide. What was the public's expectation of me? I had moments where I was ridiculed by the media, I had moments when the media went against you, tried to pull up things about you, things that you didn't do well. And that's it. Like that's where you discover who you are really.
Yes.
Because life is a mystery, life is a journey. You don't just like get the whole package of who you are. You have to be in a constant place of discovering that and owning that.
Yeah, and being a public figure as well, you are not privately criticised. You've been publicly criticised, and that hurts because it's almost like your life is out there.
Yeah, man.
And everyone sees you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. And it's good to have those mentors and that groundedness that we were talking about before
Yes.
to keep you stable. I also heard that you had, being a pretty lady as well, and anyone that's pretty, you don't have to be. Nobody is pretty. Every woman is pretty in their own
everyone
way.
is beautiful.
And everyone struggles in their own way too, especially women. They have a self-image thing. And I heard that you had a stalking issue at some stage as well, which would have been extremely hard.
I think it just comes with being a female artist, right? I have so many stalkers to date.
Really?
To date.
Wow.
I have people that come on my page and try and video call me, do all sorts of stupid things. I have messages and stupid things coming through my Facebook. And guys left, right, and center.
So how do you deal with all of that? Because, women in general, we don't like to be disrespected, and it hurts when we have random people coming up and being disrespectful. And being a public figure, of course, it's multiplied. So how did you deal with all of that when it started happening?
Wow, that's a good question. I did not know how to deal with it. I was actually, at a point, I was a bit fearful, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to walk on the street and that guy is on the street, So, and then, I had people from other different Pacific Island countries that were stalking me as well, like, all of. So, I just decided to block messages that were inappropriate. I just blocked. Now, because my husband is so awesome, and he manages my page too. Sometimes, most of the times, he's the one replying to the messages and actually straightening the guys out and teaching them a lesson.
Well, it's nice to have sorry, that just really ministered my heart. I'm like, oh man,
Yes, tell me.
I really want a guy that could do that for me. It's like, wow.
Tell me.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone to protect you.
Yeah, so it feels good.
Wow.
So we laugh about it now, right?
Well, you've got someone to laugh about it with. Some of the comments you get, I'd imagine would be the most funniest things that you could ever have.
Yeah, man.
Some of them are pretty disgusting too, no doubt. But I think in life you have to learn to bounce and roll with the punches. My father always said, roll with the punches, and not literally. Women don't take a punch. Okay. Yeah. And if you're ever in a situation where there is anything where you are feeling
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable, you're
Yes.
feeling stalked, you're feeling that way, or it is happening, I would advise to go and get professional help with that.
Yes. Awesome.
Because you can't do it on your own,
Yes.
you know. You
Very
do need
true.
professional help.
So on the screen it says 25 minutes.
25 minutes? Yeah, we've got 5 minutes, I can handle that. So, my question is, your music, you took off, you ended up writing a song called Seven.
Oh
and
yeah.
that has gone international.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Wow.
And the story behind that.
Yeah, that beautiful lady, sadly lost her husband to leukemia. They're both pilots in another Pacific Island country, PNG, and she approached me. I've never met them, so I never had the privilege to meet the late husband. Then she came and said, "Are you able to write a song as a tribute to our love for each other?"
Oh.
And so I listened to her story and I really tried to take all of that in and I started writing. And that was written in maybe 2 hours. Yeah.
Wow. What a talent.
Yeah.
2 hours. And to take on the understanding of
Yeah.
what she was feeling, she obviously really expressed very clearly to you
Yeah.
what they went through and
Yes.
the feelings and everything. Wow.
And as a writer, you have to put yourself, you have to get out of your own self, get yourself out of the way, and put yourself in their shoes. And also connect it to your own loss, how I lost my grandmother in 2017 and the things that are close to you. So it makes it relatable. So now, beyond the love story, a lot of people have connected to the story according to their own losses and have found comfort in the song, and it's become their song because of their own losses. So now the song has become bigger than what it actually was.
Beautiful. That's true. When you have something from your own, you can always pull out to other people.
Yes.
And learn from what you've been through as well. It's very important. So my question now is, to all our viewers here, young men, young women that are aspiring to be musicians or anything, have you got any advice for any of them that you'd like to leave with them today?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've always said is just stay true to who you are. No matter what you've been through, no matter what kind of background you've come from, there's no shame in it. Like, don't be ashamed.
Never.
You are who you are because of everything that you've ever been through. So embrace who you are. Don't try to imitate any artist or try to be somebody else because there's only one you.
Yeah.
And only you can do you better than anybody else. Like,
Agree.
so yeah, just know your identity, know who you are, and because this world is crazy, and you need to be strong. You need to know who you are. If not, you just get easily shipped away by what people say.
The other to the other, you're
Yes.
thrown around like a piece of
Yeah, and I've been through that as well. Not like I said, I've been through all those those processes as well, where you're like, oh my God, what are people expecting of me? But when you know who you are, all those things just kind of like move out of the way, and you're clearly, and you really actually embrace who you are and become confident in that.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to leave you with that today, our viewers. I hope you've got a lot of information to help you with your dreams, with your ministry, with your music, if you want to do music, or even if you don't want to do music, but you have another dream and another talent. There are keys that ELENA said today that you can apply into your life.
Yes.
And how do they contact you if they ever want to contact you? What's the best way?
There's my YouTube channel right here, and there's my Facebook fan page, ELENA Fiji. Just get on in there and you can talk to me.
We will. All right, everybody.
Thank
We'll
you so
see
much,
later.
Sally.
Hey. See you later. I love you, man. Beautiful woman.
We don't have a music
We go.
dance.
We go.
We're going.
We go.